Anybody that has anything to do with this whole cemetery family probably has got a water feature.
The phone goes to nowhere.
Yoga at a
We
cemetery.
should come back and vlog the yoga.
You're standing at Grandview Cemetery, and we're actually celebrating our 100th year.
Welcome to living the Aquascape lifestyle. So we are literally just driving from breakfast. We see this waterfall here. Oh, there's your sign. And we're at, is this a funeral home?
Yep.
And what's the story here?
It started out with my friend Lynn Gibson and Lynn's affiliation with this place, and we put a Pondless waterfall in for Lynn, and then we met Don Gibson and we put a nice Pondless in for Don. Actually, he had a pond we started taking care of, then he moved. We put a nice Pondless at his house. In the meantime, they had us come over here and build this waterfall at this place. Tristan's done work for other people in the organization that have water features now, and this is what all led us to this relationship with these guys that took us over to the Grandview Legacy Trail, which is where we're going right now. So I just drove you through here to share that with you, and then you'll get the whole story of the Legacy Trail as we pull over that way.
Okay. So this is Grandview Legacy Trail.
So this is the pavilion right here, obviously, and
Is this where Tristan's getting married?
this is where Tristan and Lindsay are getting married. There's
Nice.
there's Lynn walking out there on his phone, and you can see the stone arches. Why?
Oh yeah, that looks awesome. Looks like he's going, look at it.
Yeah, he's out here waiting on us, man. He's excited to talk to you about it. This
Is he
his-
like the general manager? Or?
This is his brainchild. So the Gibsons are ownership in all of this, and Grandview and the funeral home over there, and all of this place. They got all of this stuff going on.
All right.
I'll let him tell you more about it.
All
But
right.
it's a really exciting idea that they had out here, and this is why I brought you here first.
All right, so I'm Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. This is my channel, Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy, and it's all about showcasing how people live the aquascape lifestyle and celebrate the aquascape lifestyle. And there's a lot of special memories at this place for you, right?
Absolutely.
And we're with John Adams from Modern
world?
Design Aquascaping. Yes, he's on YouTube as well. And let's check out another beautiful aquascape ecosystem water feature. How you doing?
All good,
Hey,
Greg Wittstock.
Greg, nice to meet you.
Lynn, nice to meet you too. How would you describe this place?
Well, you're standing at Grandview Cemetery, and we're actually celebrating our 100th year.
Wow.
And so this is a new development that we've done. We call it the Legacy Trail and Pavilion. And so this is the Grandview Pavilion here.
Where Tristan is getting married in 2 days.
Yes.
Do we have somebody to actually do the ceremony? Do you know? Do you guys provide that, or are they supposed to bring one?
2 days in advance.
I'm just curious. I don't know if he knows. I just don't
I
know.
would have someone standing by just in case. Yeah, we don't provide one usually.
So this is a bit unusual because it's a cemetery and a wedding venue. That's unusual, I would think.
So we developed this primarily for the community and related to when someone passes away, they come, they use the cemetery.
Yeah.
But then the project kind of taken a life of its own, and we do all kinds of interesting events here, like weddings and anniversaries. We've got yoga tonight.
Yoga at a
We
cemetery.
should come back and vlog the yoga.
This is-
I'm just saying.
This is unique. This is the first time on my channel, that is for sure. Okay, let's check this out. So here's this place, 50 acres, and here's the water feature. I see that. There's the arch, and we are right here. So Lynn, who do we have here?
This is Dr. Jason Troyer.
Hi, Dr. Schroyer?
Troyer, yeah.
Dr. Schroyer, okay.
We worked together in collaboration with our research and all to come up with this concept of the pavilion and the Legacy Trail. And one of the things we wanted to do is to embed like a grief program on top of the Legacy Trail. So if you walk this quarter-mile walking trail, it has little stations like you kind of see like at a city park.
Yeah.
But instead of exercising like push-ups and pull-ups and things, it addresses like different areas of grief.
Wow.
And so we have people people, they pick up a little field guide, they go around to the different stations, and it's neat to see them here throughout the day, even in the evening when the lights come on, sitting around at the different benches and doing things. And of course, they always come back, sit on these benches and enjoy the water.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm assuming this is the first time you've ever done something like this. It's so unique.
It is. This is absolutely, as far as we know, kind of a completely unique concept that there's nothing really like it. And so each station would have something physically active for folks to do. So for example, our booth over here, a common thing that grief therapists would ask someone who's been grieving to do would be write a letter to their loved one, write a letter to themselves. In our booth over here, we've got a place for them to write the letter. We've got stationery, we've got the envelope, and then a mailbox for folks to actually put that letter in.
So you're a doctor of psychology specializing in grief.
Specializing
and you
in
got
grief,
to make this walk for people to heal.
Yeah, it's something physically active that they, each place they can actually literally do something.
Right.
So often grief is just kind of stuck in our head and our heart, and it's like we need to kind of get it out and kind of physically do something.
Sure.
And so just meant to facilitate that.
Wow, very unique.
When I'd submitted us as a candidate for this, and we were listening in the office about the different projects, Australia and the West Coast, and they said the first place is the Grandview Pavilion, the Legacy Trail, Healing Path. And I was like, does anyone in our office even know about this?
So it was the grand prize for what?
It was the International Cemetery and Funeral Association Award. It was for an innovative idea and concept.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah,
and the water is part of that. The healing walk is part of that.
Yeah.
Let's go check out the healing walk.
Come through the pavilion, the archway, see the water feature, and they'll usually start here. They'll grab a book, The Healing Path.
Yep.
And it's just a field guide. This is something they can take around and put their own little thoughts and reflections in.
You developed that, right?
Together, yeah.
Yep. So like this is the first stop on the walk.
Yeah, this is the first stop. This is one of the stations. We just call this the reflection booth. And you kind of just come in here. We have it controlled for cool weather, so it's cool in the summer, warm in the winter. And yeah, people just come in here like they leave these notes.
Why the phone?
So the phone's another idea. We encourage you to come in here to meditate, pray, write a letter, whatever you need to do. Also placed a phone here. The phone goes to nowhere, but for folks who want to pick it up,
Talk.
and talk.
See, this is why we have a PhD psychologist in about it. That makes sense after you describe it.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a concept of this that happened over in Japan where there was a tsunami that came through, and a gentleman had built, he actually got a phone booth and put it in his backyard, this little garden area, and he went out because he lost so many friends and relatives, and
he would talk to them.
He would talk to them, and people would ask him, like, what are you doing back there? And I think he was like, oh, you'll think it's crazy. You know?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, really, what are you doing? And so he explained the concept, and then like people wanted to come and visit.
John G. Greg Wittstock phone takeover. Those guys are over there chit-chatting about history of their education and the Legacy Trail. I want to bring you guys over here and just show you a little bit. You want to talk Proud Papa? Our team just put out a video about this. It took me 2 years to do it. This was a great project, and to start from a perfectly flat piece of land. I mean, you can see the natural grade through here, just flat as a pancake out here, and to create this elevation. And our goal was to get 4 feet up on the whole build, but I knew that it was going to be visible from all the way around, so we had to have a lot more rock outcropping and just make something that looks good from all sides as you walk around, because the walking trail obviously goes all the way around out here to all these different stations. So you can see the change in stone. The landscapers have come in here behind us and added the brown river rock around the outside. It's a different look. Let me throw out the Proud Papa thing, because I did this just with my boys. It was a kind of a wintertimey wet weather project for us, and because of our tie-in with the Angel of Hope over here and my grandson's name on that plaque, and you may hear more about that from Greg or not, but we lost a grandson a while back, and so this project had a super important place in all of our hearts. It was near and dear to us. We knew we were doing it for Sawyer Mason. We actually started our foundation, the Sawyer Mason Foundation, after him. You can check that out, SawyerMasonFoundation.org. And this was our tribute to him. Not only were we doing something special to help all these other people out in the world and help them deal with their grief and help them heal, but it was doing the same for us while we were building this thing out here. So super important to me, and my boys put their heart and soul into it just like I did. As usual, you're gonna see a lot of driftwood in here. We put a lot of love and energy into every nook and cranny, lots of little waterfalls. It's got a great sound. We played the water off the rocks. I love the way the water just runs down this runway Aqualand Way right here. This is probably one of my favorite waterfalls right here. It was a challenge to work this rock in. Can't really appreciate it now with the river stone here, but the actual mulch line was around the outside of this stone. So it was like we had a ½ inch to play with as this rock leans in. It was just a challenging waterfall to build without making a leak on the other side, and I love the way that it turned out. Natural sheet falls. There's all different waterfalls going in here. We tried to get angles coming from as many directions as we possibly could as you walk around so that you could see water from everywhere. Check this out. This is the Angel of Hope. This is one of the stations here, and this is dedicated to remembrance of young people who were lost. And it just makes me proud to say that little Sawyer Mason, 4/16/2013. He's got a place in my heart, and we're gonna do great things around the world in his honor, guys. Hang with us. Anyways, Wittstock phone takeover is almost over. By the way, shameless self-promoter that I am, did I mention to you guys that we have a YouTube channel? Educate and inspire the world about ponds and water features, modern design, aquascaping on YouTube. Check us out, John G.
You guys have known each other for a long time.
For sure, when we put the water feature in at your house,
Oh, you got a pond at your house?
I do.
got a pond.
Nice!
It's the circle driveway. You missed that. You thought I was talking about the one at Grandview. It started in his driveway.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
that
we
was
had-
100 years ago.
So do you love living the aquascape lifestyle, obviously?
Oh, yes, absolutely. It's incredible.
Anybody that has anything to do with this whole cemetery family probably has got a water feature.
Right.
Or should have one if there's anybody left.
Amen. This is how it works.
Mr. Troyer.
So over here, what is this, John? I know this is special personally for you.
This is the Angel of Hope over here. This station is the one that's personal for me because Sawyer's in there. I was talking to your camera over there about how we didn't just build another awesome water feature here. The whole thing that it's all about healing, but the fact that it was healing us while we were doing it.
Okay.
And this over here was an added surprise, the spot for children and the Angel of Hope. And the first name that's on the list over here is Sawyer. That's the inspiration. This passing of Sawyer was for us to start the foundation. It was the Aquascapes community that really inspired me to take that energy of that loss and do something good with it.
So what is the foundation?
The foundation is, I guess the mantra is inspiring the love of nature, but what I'm really focusing on right now is building healing water features for heroes. So my definition of heroes in this instance is if you were injured in some way in the service of humanity and we can build a little paradise in your space.
And we'll put a link to your explanation.
We got the website up now, it's all official, and it is an official non-for-profit.
So what's the story behind the statue?
Well, so the Angel of Hope is actually a national program. There's over 200 statues like this around the U.S.
And every December 6th, you said they do a ceremony at all of them.
Yes, so every December 6th, families from all across the world gather and remember their child that they have lost, and it could be a child of any age. And so here at Grandview, we'll have a service here in our pavilion, and then the way we've been doing it for the last few years, they leave the pavilion and they take a carnation and they go through the archway, they walk over here past the water feature, and they lay it down here.
Well, I see why this was a hard thing for John to describe. It's an amazing place. Water is life, which is why Lindsay and Tristan are going to be getting married here, and the fact that his grandchild is buried here is just incredibly special. And the fact that this is another place where water features are just part of the healing, part of the entire process. The fact that there's so many places out there that can deserve a water feature, and the fact that John has a charity dedicated to doing that for individuals and for places, this is what it's all about. I had no idea that I was going to hear all of these things and understand the healing garden. I knew that John's grandson buried here, but I didn't have anything else about the rest. And the fact that his son is getting married here is also special. I never know what I'm going to experience on my channel, and this is certainly a special one.